All right, I need you to open up your books to page 430, please. Open your books to page 430. Today we're going to be working on finding the surface area of a pyramid. Now, I'm going to pass these out. Okay, these are the nets of them. So take one and pass it around. You need two. You need the net of the triangular base pyramid. You need the net of the square base pyramid. One started at Lucas, one started at Eli. So make sure you have two. Take one, pass it down. Lucas, did you take one? All right, I know some of you are still getting your sheets, but right now you should notice there is a big difference from the pyramids than the prisms that we did last night. What do you notice is our big difference with a pyramid and a prism, Brittany? Okay.
Form a triangle.
Well, what do you mean it forms a triangle?
Like it comes up like a triangle.
Okay, and what is that vocab word? No, what is the vocab word when it comes up? What is that point that it comes up to?
A vertex?
Yes, I'm sorry, the vertex up at the top. You are right. So, some of you need to look. You have two of them, correct? You have a square one, and you have a triangular base one. Yes. Somebody did not pass them out correctly. Look at your papers. Do you have a square, and do you have a triangle? And you didn't take the correct one. All right. Now, as you can see, the base, we still have our base here. Okay, we still have the face. On the square base pyramid, you have a square. On the triangle base pyramid, you have a triangle. Does everybody see that? Okay. Does everybody see that on this one, I have my face of a square, okay? I have how many triangles? 4. On this one, I have a triangle base. How many triangles do I have altogether? 4. So no matter whether I have a square or I have a triangle, I still have 4 triangles. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, some of you I had in tutoring yesterday, and we kind of went over this. This should be a lot easier today than yesterday's was. Because there's not all those different formulas that you have to memorize and think about where's the base, where's the height, where's this, where's this, where's this. But you have to make sure that you are taking your area of a triangle, which is what? What is area of a triangle, Sammy?
1/2 base times height.
1/2 base times height. Okay, you have to make sure you notice that. Some of you, I noticed, forget that half. Do not forget about that. Okay? So right now, I want you to get out your math notebooks. Get out your math notebooks for me, please. And open up to that sheet where we have your, on all the surface areas of the cube, of the prisms, and on the pyramids. Now, as you can see on the pyramid, what does it say for your pyramid? Rectangular. Remember, why does it say rectangular there in your pictures of a square? Sammy? Yeah. Okay, I'm still going to take my length times my width to find it. Okay? So, one of your formulas is not on there. Okay, I'm going to tell you that now. Okay? So, look at your sheet with the formulas. What do you think the surface area of a triangular pyramid is? What do you think that one is? Look at those formulas. What do you think it is? Isaiah?
Add the area of the 4 triangles together.
Right. You're going to add the big areas of the triangle. Now, don't put that one in there. Okay? And here's why. Because I want to make it simpler for you. How do I find the area of a triangle? Brittany?
1/2 base times height.
I take my 1/2 base times height. What do I need to do with the answer of that triangle, Colton? I'm going to multiply it by 4. So guess what? This right here is your formula to find the surface area of a triangular pyramid. Lane? If you can't handle your scissors, you need to put it up. Okay, so this is for my triangular pyramid. Okay. Now, let's find the surface area. Let's think about the surface area for my square or my rectangular pyramid. Okay. How do I find the bottom? How do I find the face of a square? Caden? Length times width. Okay, that's part of it. That's the base of it. How do I find it of my triangles? Sammy?
You could 1/2 base times height times 4.
So I have my 1/2, my base times height, and Sammy said I'm going to multiply that by 4 again. Does everybody see why I'm going to do that? So what do I do with those two answers, or those, my square and then my triangles? What do I do with that, Aaron? Add them together. So this, boys and girls, is the formulas you're going to use today. This should be much easier. Now, where I can see you getting stuck at is not the formulas, but your math. Okay? That's where I think the most difficult part will be. Okay? So we will cut apart the nets later on so you have those. But right now, I want you to put those to the side. I need for you to get out your books, if you haven't already, and open it up to page 430. We are going to start with our lesson. So lights person, if you would grab the lights for me, please. I am on example 1 in your book on page 430. Thank you.
How can you find the surface area of a pyramid? Think about this question during the lesson. Maxwell made a model of a house using a cube for the bottom and a square pyramid for the top. He wants to paint the top of the house a different color. 1 tube of craft paint covers about 20 square inches. How many tubes of paint does Maxwell need to cover the top of his model?
All right, I'm going to
The
stop
faces
here
of a pyramid are triangles.
What information do you need to solve the problem?
Now, we know the base of my triangle, right?
Yeah.
What is this shape that I'm looking for? What formula will I use? Isaiah?
The shape you're looking for is the rectangular pyramid,
Right.
and you use the formula S surface area equals length times width plus half base times height.
You're right.
Yeah, plus half base times height.
And what do I do with that half base times height then? How many triangles do I have?
4.
Right. So what do I do with that?
Oh, you take it times 4.
Then take it times 4. Absolutely. So what they're doing right now, I could see somebody saying, well, I don't know what the face of my square pyramid is. Do I know what the base is right now, Lucas?
Yes, because it shows 3 inches on one of the edges at the bottom, and since it's a square, all sides are equal.
Okay.
So each side is 3.
Sammy? Is that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to say that on the other side of the house, it's 2 inches. And since that's vertical with the triangle, that side's probably going to be 2 inches.
Okay. Now, but do I need the bottom of the house? Look on example 1. On example 1, it says he made a model of a house using a cube for the bottom and a square pyramid for the top. He wants to paint the top house blue to match the bottom. So what am I looking for here? Am I looking for the top or am I looking for the bottom? Colton?
You're looking for the top.
I'm looking for the top. So Lucas is exactly right here. I see the 3's here, and I know it's a square, so doesn't this all mean all of those have to be 3? Everybody understand this so far?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead on to the next part.
You need the dimensions of the square pyramid. You also need to know that 1 tube of paint covers about 20 square inches. Here is one way to solve the problem. Draw a net of the square pyramid. Find the area of the square base, B. Then find the area, A, of each triangular face.
Now, let's discuss this. Because sometimes when they do this, I feel like it completely confuses you. They go so quick and they don't follow the steps. Now, here's what I want you to remember. I'm doing the top. Now, I know a lot of you struggle with drawing the nets. That's why I gave you the nets to look at them. Okay? I have a hard time drawing the nets myself. So, Isaiah already told me I'm going to use this formula, right?
Yeah.
Now, they use side square. That's fine that they use side square because guess what? It's a square. So I'm going to take the side times the side. Same thing with if you have the length times the width. So I'm going to take my 3 times 3. Does everybody see where I have my 3 times 3? 3 is here, so my square has to be 3 times 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So I have 3 times 3. Then I'm going to add my 4, but then I'm going to add my triangles here. What is my base on this? Think about what I asked. What is my base, Aaron? 3. My height, remember we said, does the 90 degree angle. It makes a 90-degree angle with my base. So my base is 3. My height is what? Oh, I see. Lucas?
5.
5. Okay? Now, what's my next step? Brittany?
You need to solve.
Now I need to solve. So I'm going to do 3 times 3 is 9. Keep this. My 4. Now, you have 2 ways that you can do this. Okay? You can either take the 15 divided by 2. Okay? You can take the 1.5 divided by 3. Anybody know another way you could do this? What's another way I could do this to help me out? Lucas?
You could go ahead and divide the 4 by 2.
And do what?
Multiply whatever 5 times 3 is by 2.
Right. You can do that. But if that confuses you, don't do that. Because if I take a half of 4, I'm going to get 2, right? So then I don't have to take a half by anything. That is completely up to you. But if you understand that, go that way. If you don't let that mix you up on the prisms from yesterday. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to do the 1/2 like we normally would with the triangles. If you understand how to cancel these out right away, please do that. It'll save you work. If you want me to, I can show you both ways after I finish. So I'm going to take my 1/2. I'm going to take my 3 times 5, which would be 15. Then I'm going to bring my 9 down. I'm going to bring my 4 down. I have 1/2. Oops. What is half of 15? Chris?
7.5.
7.5. Now, the area of 7.5 that they got right here is only one triangle. They are not finished with it. Okay? They're showing you how to do it step by step. So now, what's my next step? Do I add 9 plus 4? Order of operation, Cadence tells me I have to do what?
You have to multiply 4 by 7.5.
Right, I take 7.5 times 4. So I'm going to take 7.5 times 4, 20, 28, 29, 30. My answer is 300.
No.
Why not? Sammy, why?
Because there's a decimal.
Right, I have 1 decimal point, so I need to bring it over here. So my answer is 9 plus 30. Then my answer is 39. Surface area is what? How do I write surface area, Chris?
Square inches.
Right. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Lucas, question?
Oh, I was just gonna say the answer, and I was also gonna say, do you have to write SA equals?
No. And I had somebody ask me that yesterday too. If you know this is surface area, you don't have to.
Okay.
I just do it just so you know it's surface area. But I do want to see your formula so I see your steps that you're putting in. Yes, Lane.
I've been writing A equals, and it's okay if
clarified that.
No, area and surface area are two different things. Okay? So just make sure you don't put A because we're not finding the area, but I'm finding the whole surface, not just the area of one shape. Yes, Colton?
I was a little confused. Why did they take it times 3 if there's 4 sides?
Because they found it, the one already.
Oh,
Does that make sense? So they took that one, they've already got one, and that's why they multiplied it.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Great question. All right, I'm going to let them explain and let you
Then
see
find the
another way in case you need another way to show.
Sum of the areas of the base and the faces. What is the surface area of the pyramid?
Select your answer.
Okay, we already did this.
SA
I think it's right.
equals 9 plus 7 5/10 plus 7 5/10 plus 7 5/10 plus 7 5/10
Please don't.
equals 39 inches squared. Maxwell needs 2 tubes of craft paint. How do you know that Maxwell needs 2 tubes of paint?
Okay. There's more than one part to this question. How do I know that he needs 2 tubes? Why doesn't he just need 1 tube or 5 tubes or this and that? Kaden.
Because it said that 1 tube of craft paint equals, can cover 20 inches, and he has 39 inches, so he needs 2.
Right. In the directions at the very beginning, it says 1 takes 20, or 1 tube covers 20 square inches, right?
Yeah.
I have 39. How many extra inches do I have left if I wanted to make it a little bit bigger? Eli? 1 square inch. Not going to get you much, but you wanted to make it a little bit bigger. Or if you measured wrong. Maybe you measured wrong. Maybe you're making it like me and I can't draw a straight line. Yes. Maybe make a flag of itty bitty one. All right.
1 tube covers about 20 inches squared, so 2 tubes will cover about 40 inches squared. 2 tubes are enough to cover 39 inches squared. Here is another way. Because the side lengths of the base of the pyramid are all equal, you can use the formula SA equals B plus, open parenthesis, N times A, close parenthesis, to find the surface area, SA, of this pyramid.
I will go over this in just a second.
Evaluate the formula. B equals the area of the base of the pyramid, 9. N equals the number of faces, 4. A equals the area of each triangular face, 7 5/10.
This is the exact same
Maxwell
thing.
needs 2 tubes of craft paint. Now you know how you can find the surface area of a pyramid.
This is the exact same thing that we just did with this formula. Okay? Instead, we put the length of the width because that's how we got the base, correct? That's how we got that face. Okay? So they just put the capital B to stand for the base. Their number of faces times N is exactly what we did here. We took the formula of the area, or the formula for area of a triangle, and then we multiplied it by 4. That is the same exact thing. But I had a feeling if I taught you a new equation, that it completely confuse you if you already know the different parts of a triangle. If you already know how to find the thing of a triangle, and you know how to find the area of a square, why not use what you already know? Okay, in your book, down at the bottom, I want you to do the try it. You do need another sheet of paper though, please. If you don't have one, I have half sheets right here. Do not use a full sheet, please. You are finding the surface area of the square pyramid. You do not need to draw the neck. Okay? Now, let's rethink this. I have a square pyramid. So what is my base going to be? What's my base going to be? Just what shape is my base?
Square.
Like a square. So am I going to use my top formula or my bottom formula? Bottom. Okay? So I want you to work on that.
Hey,
Yep.
For the equation, does it matter which order we put the 4 1/2 base times height and the length times width?
So you want to put 4 1/2 first?
Well, I accidentally did.
Yeah, that's fine. It's interchangeable. Make sure you start with your formula. And just plug your numbers in. Now, I see some of you that are going to cancel out the half with the 4. That's fine, but you have to show me that it's 2 then. If you're going that route, you have to show me your steps. Make sure you have your label. At the end, make sure you have your label. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you if you need 25 dogs or something. I don't think dogs and cats are going to last. I'm going to give you a few minutes, and then I will give you the answer. Actually, we'll go over it. I'll have somebody come up and do the answer. Now, once again, if you get the answer wrong, do I care? No, I want to see your work. I want to see your thought process. Sometimes we learn more when we get it wrong. Because Brittany, Sammy, and Aaron, you guys stayed with me yesterday. What did you notice when you were getting problems wrong?
It was like simple math.
It was a simple math. What was your problem on your homework?
I was doing
The wrong equation. So sometimes when you realize the mistake, that's probably the best way to learn is figuring out what you're doing wrong. Especially on that last problem we did. It was more math. I think all 3 of you kind of jumbled that one up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we had to figure out the math part.
We all had different answers.
Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. Okay? Your answer is 132 squared centimeters. Well, that sounds much easier than what the prisms were then. All right, now who's the lucky one that gets to come up? Lucas, come on up and show your work. If you want to bring your paper, you can come up.
Do I need to bring my own marker?
Nope. Grab one off the board. You can use that formula up there if you want. Or you can write it down yourself.
I'm going to go ahead and write it down.
Okay. Remember, I want to see your formula. That helps get it in your mind what you need to use.
I forgot to divide the middle by 2.
So you didn't take half? Yeah, make sure you do that. Yeah. That would be a good way if you go through here, if you would write your numbers under it, so you would see where your errors are. But yeah, that would do it if you forgot to take half of it. Oh, what are you forgetting? Okay, very good. You got 132 centimeters squared centimeters. Now, some of you may not have half this right away. Some of you may have taken 6 times 8 and got 48 and then divided it by 2 and then multiplied it by 4. That's fine. If you did that, you're still going to come out with the same answer. Okay? Everybody understand this? All right, we have about 10 minutes so we go to specials, but I want to go to example 2. The next example is, what do we do if I have a triangular pyramid? Okay, I'm on example 2. So it says here, Tamara made a small gift box that has the shape of a triangular pyramid. the faces of the box are identical equilateral triangles. How many square centimeters of cardboard did Tamara use for the box? What is an equilateral triangle? Kaden?
They're like,
Help him out, Eli.
All the sides are the same.
Very good. Okay, excellent job. If I have an equilateral triangle, it means all my triangle sides are the same. Okay, my edges are the same. Now, here's what I can see somebody saying. Well, this isn't the same. 4.33 isn't the same. Explain to me why it's not, Lucas.
Because it has no height.
Right, that's my height, correct?
It's
Okay.
only one dimension.
This is not my edge. My edges are the same. That's my equilateral triangle. So don't get yourself confused when you see that 4.33. That is your height, not your edge. Okay? So we said for a triangular pyramid, I'm going to take 4 times 1/2 base times height. Okay? Now, let's look what they show us on the board. And we're going to work it out on our board too. Here they're showing the net where they showed you that they split it up. Okay? Here they're showing you I have my 4 triangles, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same size, correct? Okay? So then they're saying, when they came over here, using my formula, they took the 4, my 1/2, my base is what? On this triangular pyramid, what is my base, Sammy? 5. My height is what? Brittany?
4.33.
4.33. Okay? Then I'm going to multiply. Now, most of you, I noticed when I was walking around, you went ahead and already marked this out. So you took the 2, whatever times this answer is. I don't have a problem with that. Here's where I can see that I will have the most mistakes is either the multiplying or the decimal part. I think you understand this, but this is where we're getting most of your errors at. Okay? So I have 15, 15, 16, 20, 21. Where does my decimal point go? Sammy?
Between your 1 and your 6.
Between my 1 and my 6. I have 2 decimal places here, so 1, 2, right here. Colton, you're giving me a look like, what is going on here?
Yeah, because I don't get why that times in my 5.
They took, their T is the area of the triangle. Does that make sense? So they took the 1/2, the base, times the height. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Okay. So now I need to take this times 2. 21.65 times 2. 10, 12, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, did I do something here?
Yeah, you forgot to add your 1 to 12, so it should be 13. Like 6 times 2 is 4.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Right here. Good catch. Okay, so 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 2, 3, 2, 4. Okay, so this is 43.3. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now let's continue to go on.
Why did you put the 2 at the 43.3?
Because this is what I canceled out. I haven't finished it yet.
But you multiplied the 21.
Did I already multiply? I did. You're right. Sorry. All right. So here is my 21.65 times my 2. And then I got 43.30. Is that better? All right. Now, look here. Their answer is 43.3. But mine says 43.30. Is that the same exact thing?
Yeah.
yes, I can drop my 0. Okay? Now, I want you to look at your triad on that page. I don't want you to worry about this formula. I want you to work on the formula that we know. Okay, if you need another sheet of paper, they're up on my desk. So come up and get one if you need one. And I'm going to give you a little bit of time to work on that. Now, once again, it says the faces are equilateral triangles.
Wait, why does it say there are 4 identical faces? Because there's only 3 faces.
Your base. Remember, your base is a triangle. So if you go back and look, right here, I have 4. You're not the windows. Okay, start with your formula first. I'll give you a few minutes and then I'll give you your answers. Like I said, you don't have to do each one of those steps. I just want to know what your final answer right here is. Make sure you have your label. Yes.
So since it's 3.5, like that, for all, could we do this?
No, because 3.5 is your base. Yes.
On a triangular pyramid, wouldn't you always have at least 3 bottom triangles?
To come up to make your point, but if you have a bottom one, won't it always be 4?
Oh, yeah.
You always have your base. So yes, you're right. The 3 make the point, but your 4th one is the one it sits on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you the answer. How many of you are still working? No? All right. Your answer should be 28 squared meters. Yes. That's what I like to hear. All right. Let's see who's going to come up and show their work on it. Sammy, when we come back from specials, you will come up and show your work on this. Okay? Or actually, when we